Today we're going to be discussing two things I really like in the game Star Wars Rebellion. These are standout features, mechanics that I think are really great and really outstanding. Hello and welcome back everyone. I am the Board Game Fanatic, and today we're going to be doing another deep dive, obviously into Rebellion. And it's a Star Wars game of large scale intergalactic warfare where the Rebellion is trying to hold on while the Empire hunts the Rebellion and tries to track down their base. And this is a big game. There's a lot happening in the game itself. You have multiple objectives, you have cards, you have a lot to think about. But there's two standout features of this game that I think really immerse me and I like a lot. So we'll get straight into the first one, which is the one that made me think of doing this video. In the game, you have units that you recruit from various worlds, but then they don't just appear on the board. So many tactical warfare strategy games now, you recruit units and you simply deploy them immediately. In Star Wars Rebellion, depending on what you're making and what location you're making them at, it will have amounts of time before they are fully trained and ready to deploy. You're going to put them into a build queue at the right-hand side of the board if you're playing the Empire. And you will get them in due course over a successive number of turns. And this is a mechanic that I like a lot. It reminds me of playing RTS strategy games on the computer where you set something building, maybe Age of Empires and Command & Conquer, things like that. You'd recruit a unit and you'd have to wait for it to be available for you to start using it. And it's so thematic to have that in a board game. Now, don't get me wrong. You cannot have a mechanic like this where it drags it out so it takes forever to get the units you want and get them on the board. But Star Wars Rebellion handles it in a reasonably quick way where you don't get them immediately, but you will be getting them soon. So even your largest units, the Star Destroyers, will be typically on build level 3 turns, and they immediately advance. They start construction immediately, so they move down. Then they're on 2. So it's not going to be long before you're getting even the big units to the table. And this is such an immersive mechanic that does the job well. It makes it feel like you are building Star Destroyers. You are building AT-ATs. You are recruiting the different types of units. You don't get them immediately. You have to wait for them to be able to deploy them. And I find that very, very satisfying. It makes me feel like I'm recruiting bigger units. When I get them on the board, there's a bit more sense of accomplishment. And I like that. It makes me feel like I'm playing Dawn of War, Age of Empires, all these strategy games on the PC. And there's a sense of reward when you get to deploy those big units. It does it in a time frame that's great, so it doesn't make you feel like, oh no, I have to wait for the unit I want. It's a good level of balance that's been applied here, and I think that's it. I think it's a great system, and I wish more strategy games employed this system where you want to recruit the best units, the strongest units, but you have to wait a little longer to get them. So then you're going to be a bit more cautious about when you're sending them into fights as well. You're not going to want to lose them straight away because you can't just replace them the next turn. And although I don't think every game should employ this system, I do think other strategy games should employ something similar because it really works. The second part of this game that really stands out to me is also the units and where you recruit them. You don't just recruit stormtroopers on every single planet, your infantry. You don't just recruit Star Destroyers on every single planet, your large starships. There are set planets which have set types of production that they make. They are specialized in specific units that they can make. So in this game, you're going to want to take planets and occupy systems that allow you to generate the ships and the troops that you want for whatever your battle plan, whatever your strategy is. So you can head for the planets that meet your specific needs. And it's really good because it means that you have to choose different locations. You have to spread out. If you want to recruit a particular type of unit, you need to make sure you have one of those planets that makes that type of unit. And they're all identified by the circles and squares and triangles of the colours, the blue and the yellow, I believe. These are your different forces. The yellow represents the ground troops that can be made. The blue represents the spaceships that you can make. And this system is very intricate and very well designed. I am really impressed with it. It does a fantastic job of making sure that you spread out, making sure that you occupy different systems. There are even some planets that don't produce any units at all, so occupying them is just occupying the planet itself. Like, for example, Dagobah. If you've seen Star Wars, you know Dagobah is just a massive swamp. You're not going to be making massive production facilities on a planet that's a swampy mess like that. So it's very thematic too. It really does a good job of invoking the lore of Star Wars universe, making planets that have a story and a setting where they are production hubs, like Mon Calamari is a great place to build starships. And obviously Coruscant, you can recruit numerous troops. There's an infinite number of people on Coruscant. So it does a thematic job very, very well of making each of the planets feel unique, feel different, and encourages you to pursue different avenues every time you play. You don't need to just go for recruiting stormtroopers every single time. Next time you might focus on getting some tanks out and get some stormtroopers with them. You might have ATSTs and ATATs. You might focus on building your fleets up and spreading across the galaxy if you take those planets that make your starships. This is a fantastic mechanic. And both of these two systems within this game are very, very good and deserve the recognition because they are very thematic. They make it immersive. They really pull you into the game. And from my standpoint as somebody who plays strategy games, both on the computers and on the tabletop, this is a set of systems that really works for me. And I deserved mentioning. So I don't think there's much more to say. I hope you share the same opinion if you're into strategy games. I would like to see similar kind of systems employed in different games. I think this is something that people could take and apply to new strategy games, especially the build queue. It is by far very, very intelligent. It doesn't drag out the game, but it does mean that you get your units after a few turns. You don't get them immediately. So when you want something big, you've got to earn it. You've got to wait for it. You've got to hold out until you get it. And I like that. So I'm going to call that at the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you like these systems? Do you think these systems should be in strategy games? Would you like to see them in other games? Or did you not like them? It'd be interesting to find out what other people think. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you all next time.